When you think of the strongest gym leader in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, who do you think of? Is it Rhyme? Ino? Maybe Kofu? Well, you're wrong. It's none other than... Not only is he a gym leader, but he's also an Elite Four member as well. So I wondered, could Larry beat all the Pokemon Scarlet? Well, let's find out. For this run, I'll be only using Pokemon that Larry's used before, and their pre-evolutions as well. To increase the difficulty, I decided no healing items during battle, nor terrestrialization, nor held items, set mode only, no overleveling past the gym leader's strongest Pokemon, and during gym battles, our team size will match the size of the gym leader's team. And also, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Let's see if we can hit 8 likes on this video, since Larry's the 5th gym leader and the 3rd member of the Elite Four. 5 plus 3 equals 8. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I create our Larry character, grab Fuecoco, and like any sane person, I throw it right into the box for our true starter, a female Lechonk. After some training and shenanigans with Koraidon, it's time for our true first battle against Arven and his Squirvet. This was a pretty intense back and forth. Lechonk's tackle spam versus Squirvet's spite spam, but Lechonk stood tall and won the battle, and we head off to the Mesagoza. On the way, we catch one of Larry's ace Pokemon, Flamingo, and a Pompon style Oricorio. I battle Nemona again, and Flamingo comes in and instantly shreds her team. Then I change my character model a bit to look more Larry-like. I go over and beat up some Team Star members and proceed to ignore Nemona's gift to us. Look at my face right now. Does it look happy that you gave me this useless rock? I unlock all the paths and head to the first gym leader. On the way, I grab Larry's second ace Pokemon, Scarlet. And now it's Larry versus gym leader Kate. Scarlet comes out and destroys both Nimble and Tarantula with its wing attack, and then her ace Teddiursa comes out and terrestrializes into Bug. But since Scarlet was pretty weakened from the other 2 Pokemon, I threw out Flamingo, who tanks a lot of Fury Swipes. Like, it was getting really close with those Fury Swipes. But we get a win with a wing attack, giving us our first gym badge. With the first gym badge out the way, it's time to take on the first Titan Pokemon. On the way, I grab a Dunsparce, and then I face off against the Stony Cliff Titan, Cloth. And Flamingo proceeds to destroy Cloth in round 1, and then Lechonk comes in to beat him in round 2. Now it's time for our second gym battle with Brassius. On the way, Starly evolved into Staravia, easily taking out both Pelilly and Smallville. But his last Pokemon, the truly Wudo, knocks out Staravia with a rock throw. Luckily, Oricorio comes in and slices it down with an air cutter, giving us our second gym badge. I pick up a Swablu, and now it's time to fight the Open Sky Titan, Bombadil. Staravia comes out first for a quick Intimidate, and then I switch in Dunsparce for some paralysis with Glare. And even though it got plucked and wing attacked, it stood strong and flailed with all its strength, beating Bombadil in round 1. For round 2, I sent out Staravia and just kept decreasing its attack with Growl until Arven's Pokemon can beat it up with Rock Throw, giving us our second Titan badge, and Lechonk evolves into Oinkalone. I take on Team Star's Dark Crew boss, Gachimo. He starts with a Ponyard that couldn't stand up against Oinkalone's dig, and now I face the big guns, the Sagan Starmobile. I use Oinkalone as a distraction to lower its defense until it falls to a Wicked Tort. Luckily, Flamingo comes in and instantly wrecks the Starmobile with a low kick, winning us our first Team Star badge. While I was heading to the next gym, I was able to pick up a Komala and face our rival Nemona. Flamingo comes out and makes quick work of Rockruff with a double kick, and then it's Palmy, so I switch out into Oikalone and hit it with a dig. Her last Pokemon, the terrestrializing Florigato, was no match for Staravia's wing attack, and now it's time for our third gym battle, Streamer Iono. And this battle was interesting. She leads with the Watrel against Oinkalone. It tries plucking at Oinkalone, but Oinkalone returns with 2 headbutts, knocking the little birdie out. Belly Bolt's next, and it actually paralyzes me with Spark. I use Dig to land some more damage, but that barely does anything. So I tail whip away and land 1 more headbutt before getting knocked out from another Spark. Mala comes out and knocks out Belly Bolt with a big slam, and next is her Luxio. It decreased my attack, so I decided to switch it up and use Yawn. Once Luxio was nice and asleep, Dunsparce came in spamming Ancient Power and actually got 2 Omniboosts off those. His Magus comes out and terrestrializes into Electric, and Dunsparce used its last Ancient Power to try and get 1 more boost, but didn't work, and got hit with Confuse Ray instead. Then we get hit by a Charge Beam that further boosts Miss Maggie's special attack. Dunsparce gathered all of its strength for a flail, but fell to another Charge Beam that further boosted Miss Maggie's attack. But we have 2 Pokemon versus her 1 super low Pokemon, so we can win, right?
No. Wait.
Okay, so this time, Dunsparce leads it off and spams Ancient Power at Watrel. Then Belly Bolt comes in and tanks literally everything I throw at it and takes out Dunsparce with a Spark. Oricorio comes out, decreases Belly Bolt's attack with Feather Dance, and spams out some air cutters, but it wasn't enough, and Belly Bolt eventually defeated our little Oricorio with a little HP left. Oinkalone came in and finished it with a headbutt, and now Luxio comes out, and I immediately switch into Komala to counteract the Intimidate debuff. Komala lands a Yawn and a Slam on Luxio before getting knocked out by a Spark, but it was all just enough for Oinkalone to come in and finish it off with a headbutt. Her Electric Ghost returns. Luckily, Oinkalone was able to tank some Charge Beams and put it to sleep with Yawn before lowering its defenses with Tail Whip and finishing off with 2 headbutts, giving me my 3rd gym badge. Before facing the next Team Star crew, I went out to grab a little Rufflet to join our team. The boss of Team Star's fire crew, Mela, appears and starts off with a Drought Torkoal. Dunsparce was able to beat the heat with some Ancient Power Span, but it also got burned in the process. Unfortunately for our burnt land snake, it got ran over by her Shidar Starmobile's blazing torque. Oinkalone comes out for a bulldoze that did absolutely nothing, so Oricorio comes out with a Feather Dance, decreasing its attack stat and forcing it to use Overheat, which knocks out Oricorio, but also decreases its special attack. Despite its offensive capabilities being nerfed, this thing was tough to bring down and took out both Flamingo and Staravia. Finally, Oinkalone comes in and ends his monster with a headbutt, defeating Team Star's fire crew. Now it's time to face the lurking Steel Titan. It runs away, and to add injury to insult, I chase it down and kick it in the face with my Flamingo, getting another Titan badge. Before the next gym, I run to the West Providence Area 3 and grab a Tropius, which will definitely help out because the next gym leader is Kofu, who starts off with a Velusa against Oinkalone. Velusa starts off with an Aqua Cutter, and I use Trailblaze to boost Oinkalone's speed. Now that we're outspeeding, I use Headbutts to flinch it and eventually outbeat it. Next is his Wugtrio that actually outsped and knocked us out with a Headbutt. Tropius comes out and tanks Wugtrio's Headbutts, defeating it with a Magical Leap. His last Pokemon is a Crabdominal that terrestrializes into a Water type that nearly knocks out Tropius with a Slam. Tropius' last attack was a ferocious Leaf Storm that does some major damage on Crabdominal before fainting. Flamingo was able to come in and low kick Mr. Krabs to the ground, giving us our 4th gym badge. Off screen, I trained up the team. This definitely helps with our next challenge, Team Star's Poison Crew leader, Atticus. He leads with a Skunk Tank that shreds Oricorio with a Toxic Mental Shock combo, but then Dunsparce comes out and shreds Skunk Tank, Muck, and Reveroom, all with Drill Run while being badly poisoned. That Dunsparce is different. His last Pokemon, the Navi Starmobile, takes out Dunsparce with a Noxus Torque. And despite having the advantage in numbers, like all Starmobiles, these things are tanky, and it took everybody to chip away at its HP, except for Kumala, who straight up just didn't want to land a hit. Thanks, Kumala. It was all down to my ace, Staraptor. I start with an aerial ace and it counters with a flame charge, increasing its speed. Then it comes in with a noxious torch, poisoning Staraptor and making it super low, but Staraptor wasn't about to give up and lands a final quick attack, beating the Starmobile and defeating Team Star's poison crew. After that battle, the team deserved a nice good meal, so I went to my local restaurant and ordered a medium serving of rice balls extra crispy with lemon, revealing the next gym and my other rival, Gym Leader Larry. To give him a true honor battle, I faced him with the same Pokemon stack that he uses in his normal gym battles. And with that, we both sent out our Komalas and they slam each other until Larry's hits a crit on mine, defeating it. Our Dunsparce comes out and finishes Komala with a Hyper Drill, but it lands a yawn in the process. Larry's Dunsparce comes out and I glare it right before we fall asleep. It stays in paralysis lock just long enough for our Dunsparce to come out and hit a Hyper Drill. But Larry's returns with a Hyper Drill as well. I ended up finishing it with 2 more Hyper Drills, but Larry's Dunsparce paralyzes me back for revenge. Larry sends out his ace Pokemon Staraptor and terrestrializes it into normal, launching a boosted facade to Dunsparce living on 1 HP, and I made a very big mistake. I paralyzed with glare, inadvertently boosting facade's power even more. It's Staraptor versus Staraptor. I hit hard with Aerial Ace, but it hits even harder with a facade that I just barely live. Decide to end this gym battle with our Staraptor landing a close combat, destroying Larry's Staraptor and proving who the true Larry is in this game. With another gym badge under our belt, we immediately rush into another battle with our rival Nemona, making it her 4 Pokemon versus my 3. Komala comes with a Slam Yawn combo on her midday Lycanroc before I switch it out for Dunsparce, who finishes it with a Drill Run and then crits poor little Goomy with the Hyper Drill. Nemona throws out Palmy, and I expected a fighting type move, so I switched into Staraptor just for it to go for Spark. I try to finish it with close combat, but it doesn't fade and proceeds to paralyze me with Thunder Wave, which kicked right in right when I was trying to finish Palmy with a quick attack, and Staraptor's knocked out by another Spark. Dunsparce comes back out and Drill runs Palmy out and also heals up with some roosts that it just learned. The final Pokemon is her Meowscarlet that terrestrializes into grass and proceeds to run through the rest of my team, landing crit flower tricks, but I refuse to take that loss. So I reset it, beat Larry again, and then faced Nemona once more. I used the same sleep strategy with Komala and throw out Dunsparce to hit it with a Drill Run and an Ancient Power, giving us the Omni Boost. From there, Dunsparce Hyper Drilled its way through the rest of Nemona's team, giving us our sweet, sweet revenge. Also, by the way, if you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to read it. It's time to go up north and face against the rap queen herself, Rhyme. She starts off this double battle with Mimikyu and Bayonetti versus Staraptor and Oinkologne. I switched out Staraptor for Flamingo, while Oinkologne hits a Bulldoze after taking a Slash and Sucker Punch. Unfortunately, Flamingo cannot land a Mega Kick to save its life, and Oinkologne is taken out by a Crit Slash Sucker Punch combo. Then Dunsparce comes out and paralyzes Mimikyu, while Flamingo finishes off Bayonetti. Houndstone comes in and destroys Flamingo with a Play Rough, then dodges Dunsparce's Drill Run. With the combined effort of Dunsparce's Drill Runs and Staraptor's Aerial Ace, we were finally able to take out Houndstone. Then Toxtricity comes out and discharges the team to death. In round 2, I started with Dunsparce and Staraptor and landed a crit Aerial Ace on Bayonetti while paralyzing Mimikyu. Her Bayonetti faints from another Aerial Ace and Houndstone comes out. And for some reason, Rhyme kept ganging up on Dunsparce, who would simply tank most of her hits, so I just did that, recovered with Roost, and knocked out Houndstone with Staraptor's Aerial Ace. Her final Pokemon, Toxtricity, comes out and terrestrializes into Ghost, and I immediately switch out Staraptor for Oinkologne and paralyze Toxtricity with Glare. Dunsparce and Oinkologne gang up on Toxtricity with a Drill Run Trailblaze combo while it launches off a bunch of discharge attacks, which actually crit on her Mimikyu, fainting it. With Mimikyu out the way, Dunsparce and Oinkologne finish this battle with another Drill Blaze combo, getting us another gym badge. I then run out to the desert, beat up a giant elephant that's trying to be edgy with some leaves, getting another Titan badge. I head south for another gym badge, but Nemona stops me for another rival battle that started off a little rough, but I ended up winning without too much trouble. Gym leader Tulip is up, and after a couple of coils from Dunsparce, we proceed to hyper drill through most of her team until I reach her Florges. It terrestrializes into Psychic and takes out our Dunsparce with a Moonblast. Oinkologne steps up to the plate, launching off some Bulldoze, lowering Florges' speed so that we could outspeed and land some flinching headbutts, winning us another gym badge. And now it's time for the final gym leader, Grushia. He leads with a Frostmoth against my Oinkologne, and despite landing 2 blizzards back to back when there isn't snowy weather, Oinkologne braved the storms and fought back with some headbutts, taking Frostmoth down. In return, Beartic comes out and swiftly dispatches Oinkologne with Aqua Jet. Then Dunsparce comes in for some revenge, and during some off-screen training, I taught it Rock Slide, so it coiled right up and rocked the rest of Grisha's team out of commission, getting me my final gym badge. With some more training and teaching my Pokemon some better moves via TM, I was able to easily defeat the last Titan and the 2 Team Star Crew bosses. Now, can Larry defeat the Elite Four and become a champion of Paldea? Let's see, our first challenge is Rika leading with a Wish Cash, but unfortunately for her, our Komala pounds it with a Wood Hammer, knocking it out. Camera comes out with a Fire Blast, but instantly gets trashed by Kamala's Thrash. Her Dolphin withstands our Wood Hammer and the recoil knocks us out. Oinkologne comes out with a C-Bomb to finish off both Dolphin and her Dugtrio, and her final Pokemon Clockside terrestrializes into ground, beating Oinkologne with Earthquake. Tropius comes out and brings this battle to an end with a Giga Drain, and now onto the next Elite Four member, Poppy. She starts with a Copperja, but Flamingo comes out swinging with a close combat, knocking it out. Corviknight flies in, and I swap out Flamingo for Oricorio, which endures Corviknight's Brave Bird attack, and we retaliate with a Revelation Dance, bringing it down. Her Magnezone forces me to switch into Dunsparce, who barely survives multiple discharges, flash cannons, and being paralyzed, finishing Magnezone off with 2 drill runs. Bronzong knocks out Dunsparce with a hard Iron Head, so Altaria comes in and melts it with Flamethrower. Her Ace Tinkaton comes out terrestrializing as Steel and plays a little too rough on Altaria, knocking it out. Flamingo comes out for some revenge, and oh my Arceus, it outsped and landed a Gigaton Hammer that we barely survived, but we were able to wrap it up with another close combat. Now it's time for our final honor battle with Elite Four member Larry. As usual, I also use the same team stack as him, and we both throw out our Tropiuses. We both slash each other with Air Slash, but like the fool he is, Larry sets up Sunny Day, boosting my Tropius' attack thanks to the Solar Power ability and knocking out Larry's Tropius. He sends out Altaria and it lands the Ice Beam, but with the willpower of my Tropius, it overcame the pain from the attack and proceeded to hit Altaria with a Body Slam. That didn't do much, and also because of solar power, we fainted ourselves. Our own Altaria comes out and freezes Larry's Altaria, knocking it out. His Oricorio comes out and not only tanks Altaria's Ice Beam, but knocks it out as well with Icy Wind. But I know that our bird is a little tougher, so we throw out Oricorio and launch with an Icy Wind, and once again Larry shows his foolishness because he chooses to attack with Revelation Dance, not realizing that I would launch one as well thanks to the Dancer ability, knocking his Oricorio out. Larry's Infinite Staraptor comes in but couldn't stand up to Oricorio's Revelation Dance, forcing him to bring out his final Pokemon, Flamingo, where it terrestrializes into flying and close combats Oricorio out. I bring out my own Staraptor, landing acrobatics, and it somehow lives. However, he launches a powerful Brave Bird at us, not only destroying Staraptor, but Flamingo itself because of recoil, winning us the battle and making us the true Larry in Paldea. The final Elite Four member, Hassel the Dragon Master, appears. He sends out his Noivern against Dunsparce and makes one of the worst mistakes he could make in his Pokemon battling career, giving Dunsparce prep time. Dunsparce was able to paralyze Noivern with a body slam and coiled up and roosted when needed to, and absolutely destroyed his team thanks to a nearly 100% accuracy Dragon Rush plus the boosted attack. So it was a Dragon Massacre, and now it is time to face the champion Gita. The champion starts off with an Espatra against my Staraptor. I U-turn the Staraptor out of there and send in Komala to tank the Lumina Crash. It was ready to finish off Komala with another Lumina Crash by Sucker Punch right before it can make a move, knocking it out. Avila comes in tanking our Iron Heads and crushes Komala with a body press. And Dunsparce comes in and tries to crush it as well with body slam, but it wasn't enough, and Dunsparce lost this crush challenge to Avalug's body press. Raptor comes in and ends Avalug's win streak with a close combat. Gita's King Gambit comes in, and I immediately U-turn out again and send in Oinkologne. Despite Oinkologne using both Bulldoze and Play Rough, it barely leaves a dent in King Gambit's health and falls to a Cowtown clean. Flamingo dethrones King Gambit with the close combat and knocks out her Go-Go with an Aerial Ace. Velucia comes in and actually tanks our acrobatics and returns with a Psycho Cut, fainting Flamingo. I decided to bring in my ace, Staraptor, and finish it off with another acrobatic, and now her ace, Glamora, comes in and terrestrializes into a rock type. Staraptor comes in with a close combat, but it isn't enough damage, and with its defenses down, one Terra Blast from Glamora will knock it out. But I guess everyone in this league are just some true fools, because she hit with a freaking Sludge Wave, barely knocking us out, and we can come in for one more close combat, defeating Gita the champion and making us champion rank. To solidify my champion rank status, I go and battle our longtime rival Nemona, now as a battle between rival champions. She starts with a Lycanroc that immediately gets defeated by Staraptor's close combat. So like a smart champion, she throws out Palmot, but I U-turn away into Oinkologne. It gets fried by Double Shot and pounded by close combat, but thanks to the power of friendship, Oinkologne can hit a Play Rough, knocking out Palmot. Her Earthworm comes in and Rock blasts Oinkologne out the battle, and I let out Flamingo for a close combat on Earthworm that barely holds on with a couple hit points left, but misses its Iron Tail, and we finish it off with a liquidation. Nemona brings out her Goodra that stands up to our acrobatics attack and hits back hard with an Ice Beam, so Staraptor comes in and returns with another acrobatics, taking it down and faces Dunsparce. I acrobatics it, but it starts coiling, and I know the power of coil, so I U-turn out into Oricorio that barely lives a Hyper Drill. Oricorio tries to beat it with a Revelation Dance, but comes up short and is drilled to death. So Altaria comes in with the Revenge Kill Dragon Pulse, and her final Pokemon, Meow Scarlet, comes out, terrestrializes into grass, and also new Play Rough, beating Altaria. Thanks to Altario's efforts, Staraptor was able to come in and somehow get outspeeded and thunder punched, but it shrugged it off and landed an acrobatic, beating our champion rival Nemona, and her declaring that we need a rematch in the near future. And with the ultimate champion rival battle out of the way, we complete the victory road path. I pick up where I left off on Starfall Street, facing Director Clavel in front of the school. His Rain Guru faced the wrath of Kamala's thrashing and immediately destroyed it. Next, Abomastorm came out and set up Aurora Veil, increasing the team's defense and pounded Kamala with a wood hammer. Dunsparce's big body slam plus the recoil of Abomasnow's own wood hammer knocks itself out, and Houndoom comes in and lands a crit fire blast, burning poor Dunsparce out of the battle, but luckily it was long enough that Aurora Veil's effect wore off. This allows Staraptor to come in for a little close combat, beating up the little hell pup. Pulte just comes out and I U-turn over to discover it had weak armor, lowering its defense but increasing its speed. I throw in Altaria, who gets burned by Will-O-Wisp, and despite Altaria's best efforts, it was eventually knocked out by a Shadow Ball. I bring back Staraptor to Aerial Ace, but it was burned in the process. And usually being a burnt physical attacker is bad, but we have Facade and we use that to destroy Among Us, and then Staraptor healed its burn away during the process thanks to the power of friendship and picnic sandwiches. You gotta love them game mechanics. Quaquaval was his final Pokemon and terrestrializes to water, which I totally forgot it would do, making acrobatics less effective, and Staraptor gets stepped on, knocking it out of the battle. I send out Oricorio, and Quaquaval must have forgotten that Oricorio's a dancer too, as it used Aqua Step again. We immediately come back with an Aqua Step of our own thanks to the dancer ability, and finish it off with the elegant Revelation dance. With the director out of the way, it's time to face the true big boss of Team Star, Penny. She starts with an Umbreon that gets destroyed by Flamingo's close combat, but her Jolteon fries Flamingo's feathers with a thunder. Dunsparce drills out Jolteon and body slams Flareon out as well until Vaporeon Aura Beams Dunsparce out, but couldn't stand to Oricorio's Revelation dance, and then air slashes Leafeon out as well. Penny brings in her last Pokemon, Sylveon, that terrestrializes into Fairy, blasting through both Oricorio and Tropius with Moonblast. However, Altario refused to fall to some silly Fairy type, tanking Moonblast and defeating Sylveon with acrobatics. One touching reunion later and some waved off crimes, the Star Street path is now complete, and now to finish the Path of Legends where we meet Arven at Professor Sada's lab. We learn we must venture into Area 0, and Arven decides to test us with a battle. But Arven wasn't ready for this because Flamingo came out and tore through almost every Pokemon he had with a combination of close combat, liquidation, and acrobatics, until his little puppy comes in and outspeeds, ending Flamingo's streak with a play rough. Our ace Staraptor comes in and puts down the little pupper with a combination of acrobatics and close combat, defeating it and completing the Path of Legends. We head over to the Zero Gate, travel through Area 0, facing some ancient Pokemon and learning what truly happened to Professor Sada from her counterpart AI Sada and its final request: a battle against it to shut down the time machine. Her Slitherwing gets shredded to pieces by Staraptor's acrobatics, forcing her to send out Fluttermane. That apparently knew Thunderbolt, but not even that could stop Staraptor's claws from landing another acrobatics, knocking Fluttermane out as well. I U-turn out on her Sandy Shocks into Tropius, which lands a mighty Leaf Storm that does far less than I expected and proceeds to get knocked out by Discharge and Ancient Power. Dunsparce finishes it off with a Drill Run and is worn down in the process and gets punched out by Screamtail's Drain Punch. Oricorio comes in and tanks a bunch of ice punches to the beat and was able to silence the Scream Tail with a barrage of air slashes. But it didn't see the Brute Bonnet's Sucker Punch coming, forcing Altaria to come in with an acrobatic display to finish off the Brute Bonnet, and her final Pokemon is revealed, the Roaring Moon, that immediately gets an attack boost thanks to the booster energy item. And in an instant, Altaria falls to a Dragon Claw. I send out my A-Star Raptor, who was already super weak but determined to take on the Roaring Moon. After dodging a Stone Edge, we were able to wail on it with a close combat, but it wasn't enough, and it lands the Stone Edge, taking out our ace. So we take out our second ace, Flamingo, tanking a powerful Dragon Claw and silencing the Roaring Moon with a close combat. And with everything seemingly over, the final true test activates, the Paradise Protection Protocol. Unfortunately, I can't use any of my Pokemon, so I do the only thing I can do. Escape with the Pokédoll. And with that grand escape, Larry has officially beaten Pokemon Scarlet. If you want to be half the trainer Larry is, then you're gonna have to watch this video right here. And don't forget to leave a like for Larry and comment down below what your favorite thing about Larry is. And I'll see you guys next time.